Silas, we have to start it off with you.
Okay.
First and foremost, because last week you were not here, and so therefore you could not defend one of your all-time bad takes that you had on Twitter.
What's
which
that?
was you were defending hole 1 at Jones Supreme.
Oh, yeah.
He hasn't defended that yet, right?
No, he didn't. We were talking about how it was a great hole, but terrible for hole 1, and literally talked about it for 15 minutes. Silas didn't say a single thing. And then literally a couple days later.
Well, because I didn't.
Because what?
I didn't know you were.
Explain yourself.
I don't know. I didn't understand that's what you were talking about, and so.
Why do you think it's a good hole 1?
3 days later, Silas just comes out on Twitter and is like, dude, this hole 1 is like the best hole 1 ever.
Well, seeing it on coverage, first of all, I did not say it was the best hole 1 ever. Second of all,
I'll find your Twitter take.
Okay, look it up.
I will, but
I think it's good. It puts the pressure on early. You know, every pro I feel like should be making that shot.
Do you think there's no pressure on the first shot at Country Club?
What shot is that?
It's the par 5.
That's the par 4. 5.
Par 5
down the
OB left,
fairway.
OB right.
Oh, not really.
Okay.
I mean, you just chuck it up and
so what's your inbounds permission inbounds percentage on hole 1 at Emporia Country Club?
What's mine?
Yeah, if you were playing there, you threw 10 shots. How many are inbounds?
Well, you have to also throw into how many are not hitting the trees on the right, because those trees on the right come into play as well. And if you hit the trees on the right, you're not good.
Well, did anyone throw that like big hyzer
on hole 1?
On hole 1,
not everybody. I would say probably like 25% of the field would throw the big hyzer.
Okay. I feel like I
went over the tree twice. That's in someone's yard.
Oh.
There's a tall tree. It's the tallest tree out there, and it's in someone's yard. And I shanked my drive twice over it. If it would have been like 5 feet shorter, I'm going 100 feet out of bounds. Like I'm going 100 feet up the fairway. So I got lucky, but I think.
Oh, geez.
I think, Silas, this is one of those situations where, again, the course, it's really, really hard to convey how challenging a shot is when there aren't trees
on camera.
Yeah, when there's not trees and you're trying to convey it on camera, it's very challenging because, like, even hole 2, for example, at Country Club, you might think like, oh, that's a super easy shot until you stand up on that tee pad and try to throw that shot. It's tough. So,
well, I would say sometimes, at least for me personally, when I'm in the open and I don't have trees telling me where I have to go and where I have to land, it's a lot harder for me to throw that shot because you're like trying to visualize where you want a shot to land in just open space. So like your release point, sometimes you can pick like, oh, I'm throwing at this water tower over here or this tree over here or whatever. But like sometimes it's just a feel thing where it's like, I want the disc to land here, so I have to swing it out this wide. Whereas like when you're in the woods, you literally have it like mapped out for you. Like this is what you have to do. This is how your disc has to fly. Now you said what your take was I like hole 1 at hole 1 at Jones, puts the pressure on right away. And then you told Brodie you thought everyone should be making, like all pros should be making that shot. So Brodie, you have 10 throws at the island. How many times are you putting on the island? Let's go that way.
Okay, 10.
First of all, I'm maybe making 1. How far is it?
I would bet you don't make 1 out of 10, Silas.
What? How far is it?
300 feet.
Yeah, like 320.
Okay.
And the island's like the circle, more or less.
Okay,
right?
I'm not making any of them.
The circle.
Smaller than the circle, and you have a gap
0.
to hit.
And you have a tree that overhangs 0. The right-hand side. So if you go down the right-hand side,
I can't throw the big hyzer.
So then, what's your play? Are you standing up and laying up?
I would have to go down the middle.
Who threw the big hyzer?
Yeah, no one. Wait, is that saying big hyzer?
Did you watch the World Championships?
Is that saying big hyzer?
Did you watch the
hole
tournament? That's what he just said.
I thought you were talking about Country
Who threw
Club.
the big hyzer?
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Country Club.
Over all the
Club?
trees.
Are you talking Jones?
Yes.
Over the trees at Jones on the right. No one threw that.
No one threw that.
No,
some people threw like a baby hyzer through the gap.
That's a safe shot.
No, there's. Silas, are we talking about the same hole here? Silas, there's a huge tree.
Yes.
just short of the green.
I don't think he watched it.
I don't think he knows the hole. I don't think he knows the hole.
Yeah, there's it's like the stone surrounding, and then there's mulch.
So you think people were going big hyzer, and they should get that easy?
There's a tree that you literally have. Okay, not only do you have to throw like a 400-foot like bombing air hyzer that's way higher than you normally would throw, but there's also a tree right on the right-hand side of the green to where now you're just lucky of whether or not it misses that tree and goes in bounds. You might throw the perfect hyzer, hits the tree, and you're OB.
I didn't see a single person try that.
No, we
might have.
messed around
on camera,
with it.
It looked like that would be the play.
This is what needs to happen, and I'm completely fine. I'm completely fine with doing like a break-even situation because I know right now it might be difficult to travel with a lot of people. Because what's happening right now is like I just don't. Again, like what I'm saying is a lot of times it's very hard to convey on camera the difficulty of shots, the difficulty of holes. And, you get a lot of people, on social media giving their takes and stuff without actually being there and playing it. So I think we need this offseason. I'm completely fine to do like 2 trips. And we go to either like Emporia and we bring Silas, we bring Trevor, we bring everyone. And we film a bunch of videos at these courses, and we maybe go somewhere else as well. I don't know where another good place. Waco might be a good place because that's just a little bit south. You guys haven't played Waco, have you?
I have. I don't think
Silas and Trevor
anyone else has. No.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
So maybe we do Waco too, because that's another course that obviously like Paul shot 18 under before they changed the pars and stuff, and
it would have been like 15 or something.
And people just shred that course. Hole 18. A lot of people think like that's just like an easy shot, right? I think we do that. I think we need to start because people loved when you guys played with me and Drew at USCGC too, and the Texas State's ones too. But like this Silas take of like hole 1 being because it sounds like he thinks it's super easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like how many times are you?
Let me clarify. I was not saying it would be super easy for me.
But to you, it's like a no-brainer that a pro stands on the tee. Yeah. Like a pro stands on the tee.
Throws 300 feet further than me.
Silas,
so you're saying a pro
3.
like Paul McBeth steps up, he's hitting the island every time, no doubt.
I mean, most of the time that you should.
I don't think he hit it once.
Yeah.
The lead card second day laid up.
Third day.
3 people went OB. 3 people went OB, and then another person laid up.
Eagle.
Yeah, man.
Eagle, your number 1 player in the world laid up on a 300-foot par 3.
Yeah.
That's just depressing.
It's a bad hole 1.
So now
Silas.
you understand why hole 1 sucked.
No, because
you still like it.
No, I like it because it puts the pressure on early, to where if Brodie makes it, and
put it on hole 2.
Okay, put it on hole 2.
Then it's
Put
fine.
it on hole 16.
It's just that it's hole 1.
Put it on hole 16.
I
agree. I think hole 16 or 17. But I'm saying if you want,
I like it in the. I like it that it's early in the round. Early in the
round, sure.
Silas,
it's a solid hole.
Hole 2 is a very hard par 5. Hole 3 is a very hard first shot for people that can't throw 500 feet. Hole 4 is a very tricky drive. Hole 5 is a tough par 3. Hole 6 is a really hard island hole. Hole 7 is a super hard tee shot. Hole 8's a 420-foot par 3.
So they're all matched in difficulty.
The thing is, I just think sometimes.
So then, like what's wrong with hole 1 if they're all the same difficulty?
Here's the thing.
Then?
Putting is too easy. Okay, I'll go back to my whole thing. Putting is too easy. And that doesn't, okay, and again, a lot of people take this off and say, oh, Brodie, you're 140th on tour and putting. It's not that easy. Yes, I know, I'm not great at putting. But my point is it is still easy. To the point of where if someone throws a 15-foot shot, a 20-foot shot, a 25-foot shot, and a 30-foot shot away from the basket, they're more than likely all going to get the same score. And I think that's the big thing is like you'll look at the scores on some of these courses and be like, oh, these guys are shredding it. They're 10, 12 under. And it's just a lot of times because people are just putting so well. And they don't realize how hard these tee shots are. These tee shots are difficult Could they made them harder for Worlds? For sure. I think they should have definitely tightened them a little bit, especially because there wasn't as much wind out there. But those World courses, I don't know why. We need to get off the Worlds here in a second, but I think we don't get enough appreciation for some of these courses with the tee shots being as tricky as they are, because a lot of times it's like, well, wherever you end up, you should still be able to throw it to 40 feet to the basket, and then it's like you have a putt. Where I think if we made it to where, you know, you're only guaranteed a birdie if you throw it to like 15 feet and not 30 feet, I think then you'd see a lot more stress on these tee shots, because now if you throw a 470-foot tee shot instead of a 500-foot tee shot, it's going to be much harder for you to get into that kind of landing zone that you want. But I think people want to see Silas play these courses. I think people want to see Silas play these courses.
I think why I like this hole is that it makes pros look like your average disc golf.
That's fine. Just not on hole one.
But that's also a terrible thing to do at the beginning of a world championship. Is like,
that's what I'm saying. You set up to the first hole.
Hey, Billy,
it's like, oh, these guys.
But I feel like in my mind they should be making that.
But Silas, like, think about. Okay,
your mind's wrong.
I don't think this actually.
I need to get out there. I don't
think this happened that much. But think about if you're like, hey, all right, I'm gonna have a viewing party for Worlds. I'm gonna have my 5 or 6 buddies come over that don't play disc golf. That are like, why do you play disc golf? It's lame, whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have them come over, watch the World Championship, and then that's the first thing they see on hole one is 3 people going OB and 1 person laying up on a par 3. That is not the look that you really want to give. If anything, you want to showcase, and this happens a lot with commentators, right? You hear commentators a lot of times being like, holy cow, that was a 500-foot hyzer backhand. That was incredible. And they don't really tell you that it was a 100 feet downhill shot. Or, they make it to where sometimes it seems like the pros, and this happens in golf, this happens in the NFL, this happens in every sport, and that's the part of it. You try to make the commentators try to build it up to where the average fan watching at home is like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. When in fact, if you're a diehard fan or you're a professional yourself, a lot of times you'll be like, oh man, they're really overhyping that. That wasn't actually that crazy.
That's true. That's the best point.